Dad, Dad, where are you? Dad, I'm over here, son. As Johnny went into the back room, Dad, you have to come with me. We've got to help the sheep. Johnny, what's wrong? Dad, you got to come see this. They're getting hurt. And as Johnny pulled his father's arm to pull him out the front door to come see what was happening with the sheep, the dad caught hold of him, stopped him just for a moment and said, Johnny, explain to me, what's wrong? And then he said, Dad, as the sheep go through the thorn bush, it tears the wool off of them. And this must cause them a lot of pain. They have to stop. And his dad smiled and he said, Johnny, come with me. So he walked out into the paddock onto a small little rise in the field, and he sat Johnny down and he said, now, Johnny, watch. Watch the thorn bush and watch the sheep, and above all, watch the birds. Johnny sat there, a bit nervous and uptight and not being able to sit still. And then all of a sudden he saw the birds come down and alight on the thorn bush. And he saw them pick out the little pieces of wool that were stuck on the thorns with their beaks. And then they would fly away. And after a little while, they'd come back, gather a little bit more wool off the thorns, and then fly away. The proud father was obviously watching his son as this was happening. And Johnny started to quiet down, and he looked very intently. And then, when the father saw it was the right moment, he said, Johnny, see what happens? When the sheep brush up against the thorn bush, they don't feel it pulling or plucking off a bit of their wool. And yet, the wool stays imprisoned on the thorn until the little birds come, pluck it off with their beaks, and fly away in order to use it as insulation in their nests, to warm the little hatchlings that have no feathers to cover them. And Johnny thought about this. And then at a certain moment, the father asked, so, Johnny, would you like me to cut down the thorn bushes? Johnny looked at his dad and said, no, absolutely not. And then the father drew out the moral of this story. Instead of hastily jumping to conclusions, it's so important that when we see something happen or witness something, we stop. We think about it. And we contemplate it, how it fits into the wisdom of God's creation, with all the twists and turns for those that give help and need help. How often, for you or for me, or in our society today, we can jump to conclusions and not stop to look how those events fit with wisdom in the world around us made by our Creator. If you have benefited from this story, or you have enjoyed it, I ask that you take a moment and click subscribe below to join our YouTube channel so that you'll know when the next story is up. And if you're one of those type of people that wants more, bigger, better, bolder, well then please take advantage and click here to the link to subscribe now at passionatecatholic.net for daily episodes that are delivered to your inbox every day with lots of stories and great content to help you every day of your life. And with that, I ask that God bless you, and until we meet again, Jesus and Mary, get us there.